Oh, actually, here he comes. There he is, Morcar the Crusader. Just in time to watch the last few of them die. Okay, guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the end of the campaign. Because we've got 44 settlements, and we need 45 plus Jerusalem. We've definitely got Jerusalem, so once we've taken the one settlement that we're going to fight, once we take the settlement that we're going to capture this turn, that'll be it. It'll just be over. So we're going to do one final just overview of the campaign map, just to show you what's happened in between now and our last battle, which I think was the Siege of Lyon. I mean, I don't think too much has happened, to be honest. We've still got Morcar over here. He's heading back to Toledo to replenish his forces. He actually made it most of the way back, but then we found a rebel force that was lying here in ambush, and he had to chase them for a bit. But with that rebel force destroyed, that's actually the end of all the rebels that are in our territory. We finally managed to kill them all. I mean, until, next turn when more of them spawn, but of course, that turn shall not come. Unless, of course, we decide to pick up the campaign again sometime in the future. Which, we'll go over that in the epilogue, because basically I've never actually picked up a campaign again after I have completed its objectives, but I always like to leave the campaign in a state where theoretically I could pick it up again. But let's not discuss that now. Let's discuss the campaign map. So again, we've already talked about Morcar, the other Morcar, I should say. And much to our great sadness, I'm sure, His Majesty King Tostig the Honorable has perished. Not by the sword, but just by the slow decay of time. And now, Prince Nicholas has been crowned King Nicholas, making him I believe, the third king that we've had in our campaign. And he inherits quite the empire from King Tostig. Because King Tostig basically founded and basically he was king for the entirety of the time that we built this empire. I believe William the Conqueror, I think he lived long enough to take out Scotland. So we had like this territory here, and I think we still had like a couple of settlements here in northern France. But Tostig did all of this, or at least it was while he was king. He didn't literally conquer it all himself, and then of course all of this over here in the Middle East. And so now King Nicholas certainly has quite a legacy to live up to, or he would if, we were to pick up this campaign again, because again, this is the last turn. So we would have to pick up the campaign at some point in the future in order for him to carry on his father's legacy and his grandfather's legacy. Orders. Now, the army, of course, was mauled rather severely at Leon, and so we were just stopping over here at Pamplona for a few turns to train up some new units, replenish, and basically retool his army. He'll have armored swordsmen now instead of a mix of like mercenary spearmen, and he'll have hospitaller knights, and he'll have trebuchets, because I think before he only had the one. Yeah, I think he only had one unit of trebuchets, and then the rest were catapults, but now he'll have all trebuchets. We have some generals coming over here to join him. Basically, we need a new general for the backup army, which is right here. And one other general to start the backup army for the other Morcar over here, because he doesn't have one, and would need one if we were to start like invading and attacking the Moors, or if, of course, more likely, they invade and attack us, because let's face it, that's just how this works. That's what happens here. And the third general is actually just, he's a somewhat disloyal man. But you see, the thing is that I was looking through the generals in my general army, and none of them are extremely young. These two were the youngest. Davy and John Cowles. Well, actually, Gregory was the youngest, but again, he was rather disloyal. So these were the two youngest generals who actually were loyal. So I'm basically sending him with the more loyal generals, and he'll join the backup army and basically just, well, hopefully gain some more loyalty so that if we do need to call on him sometime in the future, he would actually be a little more loyal at that point.
Hail, my king!
All right, but anyway, let's see. Oh, and actually, I think we'll be bringing this backup army to join the other Morcar rather than continuing having them go along with the king. Because the king actually doesn't really have any objectives at the moment. It's basically the other Morcar would just remain here to possibly prosecute a war with the Moors, but he doesn't need another army over here to help him. So the king would probably just end up coming over here. Admittedly, it will take him a bit of a while to get over there, but hey. And we'll probably have a new backup army trained up for him then. Just a bunch of like low-level units that he can pick up and just kind of use as his backup army as he moves along here. Nothing to discuss over here in France. We eliminated the rebel group that was here. That's what the backup army was doing over here. They just eliminated a rebel group that was there, and we eliminated another one outside of Angiers, which is why we have some casualties that need to be replenished. Let's see, what else? I don't think anything else. From a diplomacy side of things, Venice has now been excommunicated as well. So they joined Sicily in being excommunicated. And holy crap, when did this go down? By that much, anyways. I had 2 more crosses, I think, just a couple of turns ago. What changed? I've been a good boy. I haven't been attacking anyone these last few turns. Well, that's annoying. I actually couldn't get an alliance with His Holiness, and I suspect it's because, you see, I didn't even have the option. And I think it's either because I'm allied with Sicily, who is at war with the Papal States, or it's because they're allied with the Holy Roman Empire, who are at war with me. And so we would need to ditch those alliances before we could then be allies ourselves. So that's a little unfortunate, and maybe that does explain why the crosses are going down. Maybe just being allied to someone the Pope hates causes the crosses to just slowly tick down. It's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Let's see, we have Samuel's army over here. He's just getting replenished here at Staufen. And I think when I last left you guys, he was actually up here. And you see, I had some serious problems here because I wasn't supposed to attack anyone, right? But they kept surrounding him with little armies, and so he kept having to try and, like, run away. And I couldn't actually head across the bridge because there were multiple armies between him and, I guess, crossing the bridge. So I just decided, hey, you know, we can actually train up units like armored swordsmen and yeomen archers and stuff at Staufen. And we even had the Hospitaller Knights. Remember, they were the ones that we got for free? They were even somewhere still around here. So I just said, okay, well, just go to Staufen and replenish, and he can attack once the mission is up here after he's, like, replenished. And then we can have Richard's army come from the north, down south, and we could just squeeze the Empire and Denmark to death. And so that's what he is doing here, just waiting to replenish some more troops, train up some more troops before the mission completes. And that's what Richard is doing over here. His army actually wasn't in all that bad a shape. We just need to retrain a couple of units, train up a couple of more, send them on his way, and then he'll take out Denmark, or at least he would if the campaign were to continue. Or rather, if we were to pick up the campaign again in the future. His backup army under Robin Cornwall is taking the long way around, because we didn't have any ships for him. In fact, we actually had to drop off Richard's army at least once, because I was afraid that this Danish fleet was actually going to sink those ships with Richard on it, and we couldn't have that. So how old is Robin Cornwall? Oh, okay, he's getting a little up there in years. We're going to need a replacement for him somewhat soon as well. But anyway, just a lot of retraining basically going on and killing rebels. That's basically all that's been happening over here. Admittedly, that's all thanks to His Holiness for basically telling us to stop killing each other. Admittedly, he has succeeded. Much to my annoyance, he has succeeded in getting us to stop killing each other. Oh, actually, speaking of no longer killing each other, I might have mentioned this in a past turn, but I can't remember. We're actually no longer at war with Poland. And we even got trade rights and stuff out of them. So we're back to being, well, not friends, but not enemies.
Of course, sire.
Which Poland does not need any more enemies. They still are at war with, let's see, where's Poland? Oh, actually, they're only at war with Russia. Okay. I thought they were also at war with the Holy Roman Empire. Oh, no, wait. They got a peace deal with the Holy Roman Empire in the same turn they got a peace deal with me. So, yeah. That would be why. Yeah, and I guess that's really it. This is the state we're going to leave this side of the campaign in when we take the last settlement, which is going to be over here in the Middle East. Let's see. There's nothing really to show over here. Everything is basically as we've left it. Still have Alfgar. Alfgar was actually in the backup army. He was that second general, and I had him just come down here to Gaza to pick up some more troops, basically to escort them so that they don't rebel against us, because Alfgar has reasonable loyalty. The Mongols are now at war with the Turks. So I think they've definitely done an about face and are going to be starting attacking them here pretty soon. Hopefully they'll ignore us. I would love it if they ignored us. Like, look, you can cross through what will soon be my territory to go to Mosul or to Caesarea? Looks like Caesar and then EA on the end. Caesarea? Well, that place. You can attack any of these places. Heck, you could even go over here and attack the Byzantines. I don't care. Just leave me alone. And yes, this is going to be the last battle. We're going to take Edessa with Morcar, the Crusaders' army. And I know what you're thinking. The last time we spoke, we were going to have Gregory actually attack them. We weren't going to wait for Morcar. But it occurred to me that with so many potential enemy armies out here, I shouldn't really be sacrificing troops, even if they're not, the highest quality troops. And also, it kind of just felt right for the campaign to end with one of our longest serving and most experienced generals doing the final battle rather than, a backup army just kind of picking off a rebel settlement real quick. Instead, it'll be Morcar who picks off a rebel settlement really quick. Not the largest garrison, not the biggest battle, but it is the last one. So, let's see. I think that, again, that is everything, right? I don't think there's anything else we were going to do. So, let's just go ahead and drop a quick save, because I can't remember if I saved after I finished off all those rebel groups. So, let's get right into the last battle of the campaign.
We shall slaughter them, my lord. Show no mercy. Kill them all.
Okay, guys, welcome to the battle. Looks like they've lined up some of their troops, at least, here at the walls. And so we're going to do our standard procedure and take out the gate, some of these towers, at least some of these walls, too. Let's see, where? Okay, so there's the road to the center. Yeah. All right, well, in that case, let's go ahead and we'll target this bit of wall over here and this bit of wall over here. All right, but anyway, I guess I don't really have anything too much to show you. Here's the enemy. Here's the rest of the enemy. Oh, and there's, I guess, someone over here. Not sure why they're all the way over there. But anyways, we're going to spend some time here knocking holes in their walls and destroying some of their towers. So I will just bring you guys back once battle is joined. Okay, guys, welcome to the battle. Or welcome back. We only took out the 2 towers by the gate, as well as these 2 bits of wall here, rather than all these other towers, because it looks like the enemy isn't actually going to use them, so just kind of leave it as it is. Once the archers here are ready to go, we'll go ahead and open fire on this lovely group of enemies right here. Actually, some of them have already died because while we were shooting at the towers, the catapults did manage to kill a couple of them, so hooray for that. Alright, now stop firing, actually, because I think you're just going to kill a bunch of my guys.
We've captured the enemy's walls.
Oh, actually, you could probably fire at these guys. You guys charge forward. You guys charge this way. Wow, the yeoman can certainly fire far.
Very much in our favor. If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours. Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead. The enemy general has no honor. He flees the field of battle and abandons his men.
Oh, how could he? Right, you guys get over here. You guys get over here. I guess we'll just watch for a moment and see if they take a logical way through. I think this unit may not.
Units, march!
Okay, you are not, so get over here. Oh shoot, where are those guys going? You guys get over here. You guys get over here. Okay, you're gonna run in a sensible direction? You did. Alright, excellent. So now let's have these guys fire into the rear of the enemy over here. Actually, you guys stop there. I wanted to give the archers more time to fire, but I think they're actually going to just charge us from each direction. So, let's see. I think we can have these guys safely fire at them because they're just standing at the very edge of our range here. I think we could have these guys probably fire into the backs of these guys as well.
Force remains.
So can these guys fire back here? One of them can. The last time that we will see longbowmen just massacring my enemies for me. Okay, I guess we're going to tell those archers to stop. They're just going to kill our own guys at this point. And we'll now have the armored swordsman get in here and assist. I guess we'll have the other archers stop firing too, because that unit is dying over here. And again, they're just going to start hitting our own guys.
By St. George, our men have taken control of the city. Heavy infantry! Crusaders!
Oh, and we didn't even bring Morcar over here. You know what, since this is the last battle, we should actually, like, have you make an appearance somewhere, right? And here we go, the last defenders. Let's see if Morcar can actually make it into view before they all die. Oh, actually, here he comes. There he is, Morcar the Crusader. Just in time to watch the last few of them die. That flag's kind of in the way.
This is a clear victory that goes to only men of great virtue and valor.
And there we have it, the last battle of the campaign. Catapults killed a couple of guys. Remember, they were shooting at the towers, and they managed to hit a couple of those guys as they were bunched up there. The archers did pretty good. The armored swordsmen and the unhorsed knights did excellent. Except for this armored swordsman unit took actually a fair bit of damage, but they also killed the most, so they were just most in the thick of the fighting. In fact, they were probably one of the units that was over here, because they were fighting basically the whole time. The cavalry did nothing. That's okay. I think we do mix things up a bit. Sometimes the cavalry actually are really useful in siege battles, and sometimes they're not. Sometimes the archers are really useful, and sometimes they're not. It just depends on the battle. All right, but let's take this back to the campaign map. Oh, wow, they hate our guts. I actually thought having a bishop here for a while, or actually he might be a cardinal. I'm pretty sure that they're like 50% maybe? 50% Catholic? Maybe not. Maybe not. But I guess regardless, they hate our guts. And I don't mean just a little bit. They really, really hate us. Which is kind of a problem. I mean, they don't have a lot of people in the settlement, or a lot of money to be looted anyways. But at the same time, I think we just need to kill as many of them as we can then. Because, I mean, that's a full stack, 20-unit army in there. And there's not even a little bit of loyalty to us.
By the grace of Almighty God, I proclaim His Majesty, the King of England, as High King of the English Empire and Protector of Christendom.
Already the achievements of the English Empire and its greatest leader have passed into legend. The once divided land now stands united under the greatest king who was ever born. From this throne, the destiny of the world is shaped.
we're just going to click continue playing. We don't need to see it again. As grand as it is, we don't need to see it again. But yeah, His Majesty must be feeling a little awkward about this, because almost all of the accomplishments of the Empire were under his predecessor, King Tostig. And so for him now to be declared, you know, the head of Christendom, leader of the greatest empire there ever was, and he's the greatest king of that empire, it's like, I only just became king like a year ago. But anyway, looks like that's taken care of our loyalty problems. Though it has also knocked down the population to basically nothing. There is now no one here. So how Christian are they? Yeah, it's over half Catholic. And yet they hated our guts for some reason. There's a fair bit of religious unrest still, but I didn't think it would be that bad. Well, the distance to capital is horrific, which I guess makes sense. But anyway, they have now learned their place. You know what? We've lost so many people. We need this to be on a low tax rate just so that the population get as high as possible. Oh, and since actually that was the last battle, let's go ahead and save again. All right, and there we have it. You guys saw it. Victory, victory, victory for the British Empire. Admittedly, a little early. I think the British Empire took another century or two or more. Actually, what year exactly is it? Let's see. The year is 1286. So yes, maybe a little earlier than it happened in actual history. But you know what? That's fine. I'm sure we'll just rewrite the history books and everything will be fine. That's what we tend to do. These campaigns, we just rewrite the history books and then everything lines up perfectly. Everything is fine. But anyway, that is it. That's the last battle. That was victory. So as is standard for my campaigns, there will be another episode, but it's going to be just an epilogue episode. No more battles. So if battles are all you're here for, and admittedly that is the focus of my campaigns, then it's over. But I always do have an epilogue episode where I just kind of talk about the campaign map a little more. I talk about kind of like my strategies when it comes to like the economy, training, and we do a map reveal so we can see how all of the other factions were doing. We also go back through the save games, so you can see I actually save one for every day that I was playing. And we just go back through them and see how the campaign progressed over time. And not just for myself, I do map reveals of all of these saves as well, so we can kind of see how the other factions were doing at various points during the campaign. And I always have that episode come out at the same time as the last episode. So if you're watching this and if any of that sounded interesting to you, then there's already an epilogue episode out for you to watch. And if you don't care about any of that, then this is the end of the campaign. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future campaign.